Stop for a second. I need you to hear something real. You've probably noticed it as not consciously, but you've felt it. That sinking feeling when someone says something harsh and you immediately clap back, or when you're being ignored and you keep reaching out, hoping they'll finally notice you, or when someone disrespects you and you spend an hour explaining why they're wrong about you. In those moments, you think you're standing up for yourself, but here's what's actually happening. You're handing over your power. Every reaction, every desperate explanation, every time you chase someone's attention, you're teaching people exactly how to control you. And honestly, most people never notice this pattern. They just keep doing it their whole lives, wondering why they feel so tired. But then there are these other people, the ones who don't seem to sweat the small stuff. When someone insults them, they don't blow up, they just move on. When they're ignored, they don't panic, they keep building their own thing. When pressure comes, and it always comes, it doesn't break them, it actually shows them who they really are. By the end of this, I'm going to show you how these people think differently. It's not about being cold or uncaring. It's about something much more human, actually. It's about knowing who you are deeply enough that the world can't shake it. There's this Roman emperor I keep thinking about. His name was Marcus Aurelius. Most people know him as this powerful military leader, controlled armies, ran an empire, all that. But what's interesting is that he wasn't writing strategy memos or planning conquests in his spare time. He was sitting alone, just thinking, writing to himself about how to stay sane in a chaotic world. And one thing he wrote stuck with me. You have power over your mind, not outside events. That's it. That's the whole thing. The historical foundation. Here's why that matters so much. Most of us spend our lives reacting to what's happening around us. Someone says something critical, we feel it, we defend. Someone ignores us, we panic, we reach out. Someone provokes us, we explode. We're like pinballs getting bounced around by whatever hits us next, and we call this having a personality or being authentic. But honestly, it's just being controlled by circumstances. It's like we've handed the steering wheel to everyone else, and we're just sitting in the passenger seat hoping for the best. The real issue is this. Every time you react emotionally, you show people your weak spots. And once someone knows what makes you tick, what triggers you, what you're desperately seeking, they don't even have to try to manipulate you. You do it to yourself. It's not sinister. It's just how it works. This is why the most influential people throughout history, and I'm not just talking about emperors, I mean genuinely dangerous thinkers, leaders, strategists, they figured something out early. They learned to keep their interior life private, not in a fake way, in a quiet way, where people couldn't read their next move. And that simple shift changed everything for them. The 5 laws of an unbreakable mind. So how do you actually build this? It's not through some motivational speech or positive thinking hack. It's through actual deliberate practices, things you do every single day that reshape how you operate. Let me walk you through them. Law 1. Silence is stronger than you think. I used to be the guy who had to explain everything. If someone misunderstood me, I'd spend 20 minutes clarifying. If someone doubted me, I'd prove myself. And I wondered why I was always exhausted. Here's what I didn't understand. Every word you speak is information people can use against you. Your fears, your ambitions, your weaknesses, the stuff you're insecure about. People don't need to know any of that. Strong people are quiet about their moves. They don't announce their plans. They don't overshare their struggles. They don't justify themselves constantly. Why? Because silence creates mystery, and mystery creates distance, and distance is where power actually lives. When people can't predict what you're going to say or do next, they hesitate, They second-guess themselves, and that hesitation, that's you winning without saying a word. Law 2. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is walk away. We're taught that strength means standing your ground, win the argument, prove your point, show them they were wrong about you. But that's actually exhausting, and it rarely works. The people I respect most don't engage with every provocation. When someone disrespects them, they don't blow up, they don't lecture, they just remove themselves. No drama, no announcement, just quiet distance. And that's when reality hits the other person, when they lose access to you, your time, your energy, your attention. They feel it. They realize what they lost. Because attention is actually valuable. Most people waste theirs on anyone who upsets them, but powerful people are selective. They invest it only in things that matter. Strategic withdrawal teaches people more than any argument ever could. Law 3. That pause between what happens and how you react. Here's something that changed things for me. I realized that when someone hurts me or provokes me, I don't have to react immediately. There's actually a space there, a moment between stimulus and response. And in that space, I have a choice. Most people never notice that space. They just feel something and react instantly, angry, defensive, scared. But if you can pause, even for a few seconds, everything changes. When someone insults you, pause, breathe, then respond. When someone provokes you, pause, think, then act. That pause is where your actual power lives. Because the first reaction is always emotional. It always shows weakness. But a deliberate response, that shows you're in control. This is why soldiers and athletes train the way they do. Not to be robotic, but to own their responses instead of being owned by them. Whoever controls their own reactions controls the situation. Law 4. Build in silence. I notice something about people online. They announce everything before it's done. New project? Post about it. Learning something? Tell everyone. Working toward a goal? Share the journey. And then they either quit or fail, and they have to explain it to everyone who is watching. But the people who actually accomplish things, they're quiet about it. While everyone else is talking about what they're going to do, they're actually doing it. While everyone else is seeking validation, they're improving. While everyone else is posting, they're building. And by the time people notice what they've created, the work is already done. The gap is already huge. The momentum is already real. There's something powerful about moving without an audience. You do it for you, not for the applause. And that changes everything about the quality of work. Law 5. Stop needing permission to be yourself. Most of our suffering comes from one thing. We need other people to approve of us. We need them to like us. We need them to validate our choices. We need them to tell us we're doing okay. And that becomes a chain. Because whoever controls your validation controls you. If you need your boss's approval, you're not really free. If you need your partner's validation, you'll compromise anything. If you need your family's permission, you're still a child. But what if you didn't need any of that? What if approval became irrelevant? The unbreakable mind does this. They stop chasing other people's validation and start chasing mastery instead. Does the painting need the gallery's permission to be good? No. Does the musician need the crowd's applause to have made something beautiful? No. Does the athlete need commentators to validate their training? No. Mastery is the goal, and mastery doesn't care about your audience. This creates psychological independence, a mind that keeps moving forward regardless of praise or criticism. That's actually freedom. So here's the part where I'm going to be real with you. Most people who watch this will feel something, maybe even feel inspired for a few minutes, and then they'll go back to their regular lives. They'll react to the next insult. They'll explain themselves when questioned. They'll seek approval from people who don't deserve their attention. and they'll wonder why nothing changes. That's not because this stuff doesn't work. It works, but it only works if you actually do it, if you actually decide to do it. Real change isn't about understanding something intellectually. It's about making a decision and then living it. So I'm going to ask you to do something that sounds simple, but actually isn't. Go to the comments and write this: I am the unmoved center. Not as a hashtag, not as a motivation, not as something clever to say, as a declaration to yourself, a commitment, a line in the sand that says, from this point forward, I'm not giving my power away. Here's what's going to happen. Most people won't do it. They'll think it's corny. They'll tell themselves they'll do it later, and they'll move on. But the people who actually do it, the ones who type those words, they're the ones who are serious about changing their relationship with themselves and the world. Because commitment is where transformation begins. Not motivation, not inspiration, actual commitment. And if you're one of the people serious about this, about building a mind that doesn't break under pressure, that doesn't crack when people challenge you, that doesn't need external validation to keep moving, then subscribe. Because I'm going to keep showing you how this actually works in real life, how to apply this, how to live it. This channel isn't for everyone. It's not supposed to be. It's for people who are tired of being controlled by their circumstances and other people's opinions. It's for people who want to be genuinely free. Here's the simple truth. Your mind is either yours or it belongs to the world. The choice is actually that straightforward. So, choose.